Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps or Journal Scraps, depending on the channel you are watching, and welcome to my heat machine series, which is a series I started 3 years ago this month. I just checked the dates and I never finished that series. So I am back to pick up where I left off. Now, this video is foundational. The tips I shared 3 years ago, I will share in this video along with a new way of using your heat machine. Now, what do I mean by foundational? Well, it's very basic. In my upcoming videos, you will see how I use what I make today in this video, how I turn those things into works of art. You've probably already saw one of those videos depending on when you see this video. But this video is just basic usage you can get out of your heat machine. Now, with that being said, you do want to proceed with caution and common sense because I am using the heat machine. By the way, I'm using Heidi Swapp's version. I'm using the heat machine in a way it was not intended. So you may get different results depending on the machine that you use. I have to give my disclaimer. You could void your warranty. You could damage your machine. You could also spark, make some sparks. You could spark a fire. I haven't had those problems, but I have had some issues. I've tested out several different machines, and every machine performs differently depending on the sandwich you are using, what you are fusing. So you do want to proceed with caution. Now, in this video, it's very basic. So I'm thinking, it'll work with whatever machine that you have, but with that being said, I don't know. So please watch this video in its entirety. If you feel like this will not work with the machine that you have, then please do not adopt my method. In this video, I will be using a custom sandwich that I constructed. In testing out these techniques and in developing this method, I decided the best thing to do would be to create a sandwich that worked in every machine that I use. And this is that sandwich. I will have the link below if you are interested in the products that I use or the products that I used to construct this sandwich. Feel free to play around with what you have, but also please watch that video because I offer some good tips and techniques for you. Now, this first tip is so super cool. I hate to iron clothes. I have a craft iron, but I hate to even use that in my craft room. So I am going to use the heat machine as a pressing machine. Take a look at my wrinkled fabric. I'll wrinkle it even more. Well, I'm going to sandwich this and fuse it and watch it come out flat and wrinkle free. Alrighty. By the way, I have my machine set to 3. Okay, let's see how well the wrinkles are removed. Okay, I can tell. Yep, the wrinkles. Look at that. So super cool. So this technique is perfect if you are working with shapes smaller than a 13-inch. Next, I'll be using Heat and Bond. If you saw my napkin videos, you saw this product. It's a double-sided fusible for fabrics, but it's great for paper crafters because it's acid-free. I'll have the link below. On one side, you have the rough side. That's the side that has the adhesive. I'm going to lay that face down on my fabric and send this through. Let your sandwich cool. Peel back the top liner and then remove the aligner from your adhesive. Now you will hear a tack sound, and I love that sound. Every time you fuse and pull back your liners, you'll hear that sound. And the liner comes off just like that. So now we have a piece of pressed, fused fabric. So I have another super cool tip, but before, let me go back to my perfectly pressed fused fabric. In case you're wondering what you could use this for, well, you could fuse this to another layer of fabric. You could also make appliques from this, and you could also send this through or use your electric die cutting machine to cut out shapes. Also, you can keep and reuse and recycle your liners. One side is non-stick. I like to keep mine and do artwork like stamping, and when I'm working with glues, these are perfect. And then when you're done, you could just throw them away. In addition to fusing fabric, you could also fuse paper. This is Fun Stamper's Journey cardstock. This is my adhesive. I'm going to show you why it's important to have the right sandwich. You see my adhesive is covering part of my cardstock and the other part is on my mat. Let your sandwich cool. Peel back the top liner. And it appeared to be stuck, but it was not stuck. This is why I love this sandwich so much. Okay, so you see part of my heat and bond is on the mat. But you see how it lifted up? That's why I love this sandwich so much. I experimented with a variety of different materials to serve as my carrier sandwich, and this sandwich has never let me down. I even use the liners from the Heat and Bond and liners from other adhesive that I have. The Heat and Bond, I don't want to say you can use it because you can use it, but I didn't like it. One thing I don't like about it, it's flimsy. Another thing is one side is nonstick and the other side is paper. I have used the paper before and destroyed my project. With this sandwich, has never let me down, and it gets the job done each and every time. To use this, I would simply peel back the liner. I have my adhesive on the cardstock, but more importantly, the excess adhesive did not stick to my mat. Do check out my video, you guys, if you're interested in my custom carrier sandwich. Okay, my next tip, and this is super cool. I learned this just in developing this method and playing around. Alrighty, I have embossed a piece of my fusible fabric, and it might be kind of hard to see the embossing, but it's definitely there. Okay, I've sent another piece that looks just like this through my heat machine, and watch what happens. It's totally flattened, no embossing. This is the back, the debossed side, but this is definitely embossed, and this piece is totally flat. Okay, so I did the same thing using canvas. This is the embossed piece. This is how the back looks. And I sent this piece through. Do you see a big difference? The embossing is still there, but it's definitely not as dimensional as this piece here. Isn't that cool? Now you could also do this, or should I say you can deboss or remove your embossing or flatten your embossing with your die cutting machine just by using your plates. All right, this last tip is actually a tip I brought 3 years ago when I started this series. I probably shared my last tip in a video 3 years ago as well. Okay, it's all about the Angelina fibers. These fibers are super cool. Many of you probably have heard of Angelina fibers. They're known by different names, Dicro fibers, and there's another name I can't think of, but it's all the same stuff. I'll have this linked below, but it comes in a whole lot of different colors, and it comes in 2 different styles. You got your straight, and then you have your crimped cut. Is this crimp cut? Yeah, I think it is. The crimp cut, it has a crimp to it. The straight cut, well, of course, it's straight. Well, I use this throughout the series, not in every video, but in several videos, and I'm sure I'll use more. Now, what's cool about this stuff, it has a fusible in it, and you can create the coolest projects. You can make like sheets of paper and then use that to die cut into shapes. You could use this in your quilting with your fabrics because it is washable. Well, what I'm going to do here, and then you can mix colors together to custom create your own color. I probably should have added a little more. You don't need a whole lot when you use this. A little bit does go a long way. But, so you can use your heat machine to create a sheet of this. And then you can stamp on it. You could do a whole lot with it. All right, you just saw this sandwich go through with a full fuse. You didn't hear any noises. It didn't stop. I love this particular heat machine. Okay, and this is how the Angelina fibers look on the mat. It peels right off, but take a look at this. Isn't this super cool? Now you will see me use this throughout the series, and I'm going to incorporate this in projects that are not included in this series. Okay, so I have another tip, but I'm going to reserve that tip for a video all by itself because it's super duper duper cool. Well, I hope you all have been super inspired by my creativity. If you have, why not support this channel? Why not support this video and give me a thumbs up? Now, you would want to subscribe if you have not done so because, let me tell you, you're going to be blown away with my series. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to adopt my idea. I only ask for proper credits. Please give shout outs and do link back to this video. Also, be sure to check out the links below if you are interested in purchasing the Heat and Bond and if you are interested in my custom carrier sandwich. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.